So guys, today we're going to be checking out this brand new Air. Isn't it cool? I just love Air. Um, yeah, so this Air is very interesting because I'm just kidding. You can clearly read it here. It says stygimoloch. So, I finally got a Hammond Collection figure. I don't know why I just don't really collect Hammond Collection that often, so this is my first Hammond Collection figure, believe it or not, and probably going to be my only Hammond Collection figure. I don't know, although that Hammond Collection Spinosaurus does look a bit appealing, so maybe I will get it, but that's probably not going to happen since I'm kind of poor, and that thing's kind of expensive. But, I mean, I could afford the Titanosaurus, so maybe I'll be able to get that guy too, I don't know. Anyway, so as you can see here on the box, we got average the Fallen Kingdom stygimoloch render. Actually, I think that's the Fallen Kingdom Stiggy render. So that's pretty cool. There's also a bit of blue lighting on there, which is interesting. I guess because the background of the box is blue and stuff. Man, I still can't get over the fact that this is probably gonna be my only and my first Hammond Collection figure. Yeah. I do have two Amber Collection figures, but, yeah. Anyway, up here we got True FX, Jurassic World, and then that classic, Hammond Collection black T-Rex skeleton logo thing up there. And then, yeah, the background in there is like a blue coloration. I think, they used to have, like, yellow coloration, in the background. And then, on this side, Hammond Collection, the Stigi. And on the side, you can read all that junk, but I'm not reading it aloud for you because it's lots of words. So you can pause the video if you want to look at that. Then, yeah, there's a stygimoloch and Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, so Stiggy, pretty cool. There's some images of, what it can do. True FX, premium details for enhanced realism. Interesting. And then down here we've got the other figures. We've got stygimoloch, although it's kind of funny because it's right here. But then there's also Troodon and Velociraptor, that Tiger Raptor. I actually saw that guy in the store too, and I thought maybe I will get him, but I was like, nah, he sucks, bro. That jaw is just a bit too oversized. Man, Mattel can just never really get their raptors right, like their Hammond Collection raptors. I don't know why. I mean, I think the closest they've gotten to getting it right was with the Hammond Collection Delta Velociraptor and Blue, the Hammond Collection Blue. And then we've got Troodon here, which is pretty cool, actually. I do like it. It's alright, but it's also kind of goofy at the same time. But I still like it. It's a pretty cool dinosaur. Maybe I will get the Troodon, I don't know. But I didn't see him in the Target, so I might not. Oh, yeah, I got this at Target for $15. So, you can go to your Target and check that out. Alright, enough talking about the box. Let's check this figure out. So, we got my scissors here. I'm just gonna open it from the side. I'm just gonna Come on, get in there. Just saw that. And then, we'll just open this. So we just I really like the box. That's why I'm. Oh yeah, you can kind of see now it's on elongated. You can see that. I'm just gonna kind of pull this out. What the heck? Come on. All right, there we go. So now it's out of that little. Wow, this box is actually really small. All right, we're gonna put that over there. We got our stygimoloch. Well, the background is actually kind of interesting. It's blue, and there's trees and stuff. And then there's a blue fence. There's there's some fencing and stuff. It reminds me of the raptor enclosure, actually. Kind of or maybe it's kind of showing off where the stygimolochs were kept. One of the stygimoloch enclosures back when Jurassic World was up and running and stuff. So yeah, here we've got our stygimoloch figure. This guy has actually been in the packaging for a while now. I just decided to leave him in the box for a bit because it just looked cool. But we're unboxing him, so we'll just take the tail out. And then his hand is just kind of not really bound. That was really easy. And then his feet. Let's see if I can get my scissors in there, and then just that. Oh no, it snapped. Come on. Oh my gosh! Ah! Die! Die! Alright. Curse you, binding snap thingies. Dude, these things are everywhere. Holy cow. I'm just gonna shove all this junk. I'm just gonna grab that box and just shove it back in there. Oh, it's not fitting. Get in there. Yeah, boy. Alright, we got our stygimoloch out of the box. Finally. Okay. Alright, so we've got our stygimoloch, and I kind of dropped it there. Anyway, so the figure is terrible. It doesn't have a tail, guys. Why does Mattel never give their figures tails? There's even a hole in there. No, just kidding. Here's the tail. So you just stick that on like that. Alright, there we go. Now he's got his tail. This figure is actually pretty nice. I do like it. It's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna like kind of get it into a normal pose. Close. What the heck? What is going on here? Why is his mouth all messed up over here on this side? Oh, it's like outside the thing? Wait, see if I can maybe get it to go back into the spot that's supposed to be in. Guys, what the heck? Why does it look like that? Oh boy. Alright, maybe I can just like use the scissors to... So yeah. Oh. Alright, there we go. Alright, he's fixed. He's good now. For a second I was like, oh no, did I get a defective broken one or something? But yeah, I fixed him. Alright, let me bring the camera in a bit because this one's a small figure. So you can see right off the bat here, this guy looks amazing. I really like this figure. It looks really nice, very reminiscent of the stygimoloch in Fallen Kingdom. So let's get into the paint job and stuff. So you can see here that the paint is like, most of the figure is like this kind of like dark reddish color, and then like for the striping and patterning and stuff, it's like a kind of like a dark brown splotchy color. It's kind of green too. I don't know. It's interesting. It's a very interesting color. I don't think it's like black. It's kind of like a brown color. And then for the underbelly, it's like a light sandy-ish brown gray color. And then oh yeah, huh, that's cool. They even added a little bit of paint on like the arms. Let's see on the, oh yeah, on the other arm too. And then, you know, the toes, the toe claws are painted, a lot like the battle damage stygimoloch, which we'll get into comparisons in a bit once I'm done, you know, checking out the paint job and junk like that. Let me just get the other two Stygis out for comparison real quick. Well, the other two Stygis that I have, they're in the background. Alright, so, the dome of the head, it's got like a nice white, like a bright, I don't know what it's called. It's like a white, whitish yellow, kind of brown, sandy coloration on the top of the head. It looks really nice. And they even added some brown, like a darker brown color wash over that to make it look a bit dirty too. Oh wow, that looks really nice. Although there's a humongous crack right here, so it's like, what the heck is going on? The beak is actually painted, unlike other Hammond Collection figures. So yeah, and then the tail, you know, it's just that striping. I wish they added a little bit more. What the heck? Hammond Collection, why does if this is a Hammond Collection figure and it's so nice looking and stuff, they didn't even continue the coloration out onto the tail? Mattel is still trying to do that. Look at this stygimoloch. It has like no paint on the tail at all. They try to do that to the Hammond Collection Stiggy. Come on, Mattel. Come on. Really? Anyway, you know, you saw the inside of the mouth. Let me just reopen it again. You can see that the inside of the mouth has got like a pinkish color. And then, that looks pretty nice. I don't see any teeth in there, even though stygimoloch actually did have teeth. Although some of you are like, Oh no, he didn't have teeth. He just has a weird beak. And like, how is he supposed to grind up his food and stuff? Oh yeah, and you can see here the glass eye. It looks pretty good. Like in person, I actually do like how they added that glass eye. It does make it look really nice. Although, you know, if you put it like down like that, it just looks kind of like a dark eye. But you can't. But you can see here that his eye is just completely black there. So you know that's kind of accurate to the stygimoloch. But if I shine it up to the light a little bit like that, you can see the pupils in there. There's a black pupil. The glass eye is interesting. I'm running out of things to hear. Oh yeah, and then like the little horn at the front of the face. If the camera will focus, come on, camera, focus, 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 focus. Oh, I really hate my camera sometimes, man. It just doesn't like. All right, there we go. I think it's as close as. But you can see here that the horn is actually painted, just like the beak with like a brown color. And the spikes are actually like a kind of like bendy set in piece, so you know, no paint scratches, except for, you know, this brown. But who's gonna be ramming this thing around and stuff? Because it's a Hammond Collection figure, it's posable and stuff. All right, let's get into the posability of this thing. So right off the bat, you can see here, I've showed you like a couple times that the beak is movable, so you can open up his mouth like that, and then you can close it just like that. And then he's also got neck articulation. Does it go up and down? Oh yeah, it does go down a bit. And then you can move it up. Man, this guy is really stiff. And then, you know, we've got neck articulation, so we can go side to side. Yeah, so he can like look down, and then he can also look up. It's pretty nice. Neck is very posable. The arms, you know, they go in and out, and then forwards and backwards. And they also gave it elbow articulation, so the elbows can move around. And, you know, that's pretty nice. And then the legs, man, I'm a bit tired. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm a bit tired. I'm doing lots of stuff today, but, you know, his back legs move in and out. They also go forwards and backwards like that. Very, very articulated figure. Man, so much packed into this small Jurassic World dinosaur. And, you know, same here. Just moves forward and backwards. And then moves side to side. And then the ankles and stuff here, they also move. Yeah, same for this foot too. And then for the tail, it moves side to side and then up and down. Spins around like that. And then what's cool about the Hammond Collection figures is that the tails actually have a wire inside, so you can actually like bend around the tail and it looks kind of natural and stuff. So yeah, the tail is also pretty nicely. Oh wow, this is very, very posable. I really like that. It's a nicely posable tail. I feel like the tail is a bit short. I don't know. I feel like the tail is a bit short. You can see that the detail on this figure is really nice, though. We've got like nice pebbling and stuff, like the scales and stuff. If the camera will focus on the stinking dinosaur right in front of it. Come on. Come on. Alright, there we go. So you can see here that the scaling and stuff, it looks really nice. Yeah, I actually do really like this Hammond Collection figure. I love it. I love this Hammond Collection Stiggy. And then for comparisons, you know, we got stygimoloch, Chaos Theory. From one of the Chaos Theory packs, we got the Chaos Theory stygimoloch. I'm going to put the camera out a bit. So you can see here that they're basically the same size, except, oh, actually, this guy's feet are a bit smaller, so that's nice. Yeah, proportionate feet. Now it makes this guy look like he has pretty big feet, although they still seem a bit proportionate to this guy. So you can see here that they're... Wow, this one just looks so much better than this one. Like, actually, wait, let me bring in the battle damage one, because the battle damage one is a lot more... has been my most accurate one to the Fallen Kingdom one so far. This guy's orange, and this guy's red. I feel like this guy should have been a bit more orange instead of like red because it's a bit different. Although maybe the stygimoloch in Fallen Kingdom is red. I don't know. But yeah, you can see here that they're. Let me just pose him a bit like this guy here. So you can see that they're basically the same size. Oh, I think the Hammond Collection one is a bit longer. I can't really tell that well. I think they're actually the same length. So, yeah. Hammond Collection figure. Oh, it fell. Pretty nice. Super posable figure. Very awesome. I really do like this. Although I don't really have that much enthusiasm in my voice because I'm very tired. Yeah. This guy just fell. Come on. Stand up again, buddy. Come on. I need you to stand. Apart from that, yeah. So, like, subscribe, whatever. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.